DBS community, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super video here with Kyle Chris. That was very, very fast. I apologize. We are bringing you guys another deck profile, and this is going to be Kelfa Surge. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the deck. Hit the bell for all notifications. As you guys do know, we do post videos weekly. Give us some suggestions of videos you guys would like to see. Got a pretty big list of stuff, but I always like taking suggestions for things. So, Kelfa Surge is one of the most underly used, undervalued Surge leaders that came out. One, it was a promo. Now it's getting a little more expensive because it's hard to get. But also, no one really liked playing yellow-blue. It wasn't very good at the time. But now, with a lot of the cards that are in the deck that are at your disposal with yellow and blue, this deck has gotten a lot better. So this card has an activate main. You can play a 2 or less blue or yellow Universe-6 card from your hand, which does have some value to it. Free plays. You surge, you put a blue and yellow underneath her, and you draw 4 cards. No untapping, doesn't really matter. We draw 4 cards. This side, you can activate your Surge abilities at 4 life. You can use 1 to draw a card, then bottom deck any card on your opponent's board, doesn't ignore barrier. And then the other one is at the start of your opponent's next main phase, you can add 3 multicolored cards from your drop to your hand. Very, very important. Very, very important ability there. So, I will start with the Universe-6 cards. So we have Formagetta. This is a free play that draws you a card, also a 10k. 4 of the Energetic Outburst KO. When this card attacks, at the end of your turn, you get to restand an energy. And restand a blue energy. So it can be multicolor or just a blue energy. So we run 4 of those. And this is not a once per turn. This is not on the turn that is played. This is just whenever this card attacks. So if you attack, you deal no damage. Doesn't matter. You get to restand an energy. And it's at the end of your turn. So you can attack with this first, then play stuff out with energy, and then at the end of your turn, restand the energy. 2 hits. This card comes into play, warps a card from your opponent's hand, and then activate main, you can warp this card. That way it's off the board, and then at the start of your next turn, you can play it back out. That's useful for 1 card in the deck, but you do that so your opponent doesn't get any value off of removing cards off of your board. So we only run 10 Universe-6 cards in the deck, but these are kind of the best ones. We don't run the Kaba, Khalifa engines. Those aren't very good currently. 4 beer super combo since we are running since we're running yellow blue. 3 Goku black foreseen darkness. Gosh, can't talk today. So when you play this card, if you have a blue and yellow multicolor energy, this card's auto will trigger. You get to at the end of your turn, you get to draw 2, pitch a card, and then restand a blue or yellow energy. Right? Yep. So you can restand either one. His only downside is that he is a 2 specific cost blue, so you have to have either 2 multicolors, or you have to charge a multicolor, you have to charge a multicolor and then a blue, or charge 2 blue. Charging 2 blue is really bad early, so you want to charge a multicolor somewhere, and then preferably another multicolor, if not a blue, and then you have the ability to play this guy out. 4 is probably too much. If I had a 4th one, I probably would play it maybe. But this is a very, very good blue card to have. If you play any form of blue-yellow, pick these up, hold on to them. As long as you're playing that color, this card will be valuable. I don't see that card ever getting banned because it doesn't really need banned. So you don't need to worry about that. Next is going to be Chomp the Trickster. Card comes out for 2 energy if you have a multicolor card in your energy. And the counterplay on this card just says play it, auto, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, tap it, and then draw a card. So this card is your get around barrier free card. So your opponent plays Xenocell, they play Mirror Creator Absorbed, they play just a card that has Deflect. You can play this, and then tap that card. So if you're playing against Invoker, they tap out for their Vegeta. You can play this, tap the Vegeta, draw the card, and now you can swing at the Vegeta and hopefully remove it. People who ask if you're newer to the game, the reason why this card gets around Deflect is because the counterplay text of this card just says play it, and that's the effect that would target a card with Deflect. The auto is the portion that targets the card then, and because it ignores barrier, it can hit any single card in the game. So this card was $10 for the longest time back in the older multicolor meta. It's kind of gone away a little bit, but I think this card will see a resurgence at some point. 2 of the rapid movement hits. I definitely want more of this card. It's getting a little more expensive now. I bought them for like $6, and now they're like 20. At least at the recording of this video. All it is just a free combo. So you combo with this card if you have a multicolored blue yellow in your energy, and becomes at 5k, you know, 0 cost. So this allows you to use your rival stuff. Also just a good pitching target for cards later on in the deck. For Zamasu super combos, because that is the idea of the deck. We run 4 Zamasu super combos. What's very cool is that you can use your bottom leader surge ability. You know, use 3 of these in one turn, and then at the end you can pitch a card from this and then just add 3 super combos back. So essentially, if you use this bottom ability twice, you have a total of 10 super combos in the deck. You have your 4 here, then you can pull back 3 2 different times. Which is actually very, very good. You won't always use it for super combos, but just the ability to pull back super combos is very good. Very, very good. 2 Goku hit. It's a rival card for 1 blue, and it's a dual attack essential. Essentially a dual attacker because it has the ability to activate battle, restand this card, and it's a blocker, but it's mainly there for the attacking purposes. We only need to run 2 because we can grab it back with our leader ability if we end up killing it or we end up using it to surge. We have 4 of the Bojack Aegis card. Everyone knows what this card does now. It's been popularized now with most yellow decks. Being able to pitch a blue yellow off of this effect to restand 2 energy and draw a card. Has barrier. It's very difficult to remove. It's just a very good staple for any blue yellow deck. You should definitely run it just because it allows you to open up more energy options, which is very good. You can tap out for big plays on your turn and then just restand 2 energy with this. Bean or do something else, and now you have access to most of your energy. One of the big cards in the deck is going to be the new trio to danger, Fierce Trinity. I need to get more of this card. I only have 2 currently, and I need to get a full play set of this card before the price decides to jump up, because this card is going to be absolutely bonkers in coming sets. So this is a 20k Deflect double strike. It's a 5 cost. You're never going to charge it for. You're never going to play it for 5. The activate main on this card says blue, one blue, 1 yellow. If your opponent has 2 more energy and you have 2 or more blue and or yellow cards in play this card from your hand. So technically it is a 2-drop if you have 2 cards on board. One interesting thing, so you have that guy, which is very hard to remove. One of your early plays that you can do, and then any of your free plays will count. Also this guy as well. You can play him, use the ability warp, and then on your next turn, this guy will come back out if you have, and then you can play another one for free, and then you can play this guy out for 2 energy. Or you can play any of these, but any of these for free. So it just allows you to get him out a little bit earlier. He has Deflect. And his auto is, whenever this card attacks a battle card or a unison, your opponent cannot activate counter skills in response to it. So there's no negating. So if you swing out a unison, there is no negating this ability, and that is very, very good. So what happens is you remove 2 markers, and then this card says if this card removes a marker from a unison by attacking, shoot up to one of your opponent's unisons and negate its skills until the start of your next turn. That is really good. So you basically can blank a unison. It's very good. It's a very, very good ability. You can just blank a unison, and now it's dead for their turn. They can't use any of its abilities. They can't plus it at all, and just allows you to. It almost puts like a bleeding effect on the unison, because now that unison can no longer do anything. You attack the unison, and now it's just gonna keep taking damage, and there's nothing they can really do about it. And it's great. It's a great card. So hopefully I am gonna get 2 more of these because I have some ideas I want to use with this card, specifically. And I need to pick them up before they go up in price, because I think this card will go up in price at some point. Next card in the deck is going to be Poutine. So we run 2 Poutine with the tapping effects from our Zamasu super combo. We can play her out. She 6 on the board, taps cards down when they're played by skills, or just counter whenever your opponent activates a counter skill. You can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and put it in rest mode. Pretty standard now for most yellow decks. You'll see it in most of my builds. 2 Bergamo. We don't run a ton of tapping cards, so just having the ability just to play this off like a super combo or off a Poutine just puts it in a very good position. You can just do that, play out Bergamo, and tap 2 cards, either 2 battle cards ignoring barrier or 2 energy to burn out your opponent's plays. Put these in the wrong order here. Next card is going to be Barddock Raider's Warcry. We run 3 of. One of the other cards you can draw off of in the deck, but being able to possibly play one of these and then use your Barddock effect to Aegis and then play off a second one. Barddock is one of your key pieces for pressure, also drawing and being able to tap cards and stop them from, coming in and, hurting you. So this is another very, very good card. I would run it at 4, but deck space I wanted to keep it close to 50. I think this is a 52 card deck. So I want to try to keep it as close to 50 as possible. 52 is kind of trying to be my max for a lot of these decks. Unless I'm in like a best of 1 format for some reason. I need to run some extra 1-ofs for stuff. Awesome 1-of here. Gotenks Battling the Forces of Evil. This is a card I thought about actually going out and buying the second one. I actually pulled one of these from a just a random set 12 pack. I was just buying packs. I just opened this. I was like, okay, that card's kind of cool. Then I read it. I realized how actually good this card is. So it's a Deflect Double Strike Barrier. No unique, so you can play on multiple of these. When your opponent activates a counter skill, during a battle with this card, when your opponent activates a counter skill, you choose all of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, put them back into their hand, and then restand 2 of your mono blue energy. This is a very good card. This is a card I'm okay with tapping out for. You play this card, swing with it, and your opponent decides to negate it, or if you're attacking a unison and they want to negate it or do some form of counter, that's great. Then you just bounce back their whole board. Now some matchups you're not going to want to do this because you don't want to bounce back cards, but in other matchups you may be like, you know what, I'm going to play this, I'm going to make my opponent regret playing all these cards and then just put them back in their hand. But matchups like Blue Baby, of course, it's really, really bad. You don't want to do that. But other matchups, it may not be a bad idea. So we have a 1-of here. Tuabuni, very good blue staple. Figured I'd run some of the blue staple cards since I have the energy form and also since I pulled them. I figured they would get some sort of use in here. 2 of the boonies. 3D Magic, it's the only negate in the deck that we run. We try not to run that many negates. 3D Magic seems pretty okay. 2 Bean. I don't know where I don't know why I have a non-foil bean in there if I got 2 of them. There we go. Yeah, 2 foil beans. Bean, again, just a very good card. We don't need to run a ton of them. From our, you have the Gotenks ability, you have, Aegis, we have D-Magic. We don't need to run a lot of Sons of Beans. You can probably bump this up to 3 if you want to. 2 felt pretty okay. 2 Cooler. Whenever we're trying to go for game, our opponent decides to floodgate us, we hit it with Cooler, knocks it out, draws us a card, and if we have more cards, if we have more than 6 cards tapped, we draw another card. 15k body. Fu is our big game ender here. Coming in for 6 energy, warps overwhelm of 10, negates all your opponent's skills. Now you have a 30k double strike on board, and your opponent's skills are negated for that turn and the turn afterwards, which is very, very good. And then we run the Heroine's Legion. Again, the purpose of this card is to steal a card that your opponent's trying to go for game with. And in this deck, because we can be tapped out and then restand energy using Aegis, restand using, Sparking D-Magic, then Sensibine, this card's going to be active for the majority of the game. So as long as that card that they're swinging with is 7 or less, you can take control of it with this. And if they decide to go for game on that card, it's great. You just pop this, take the card, done deal. So very cool card. You can also run any of the normal secret rares. If you have Vegito, the blue-yellow Vegito, that's a cool option too, just to give you another game ender, because I think that card draws you 3 cards, you tap a bunch of stuff, and it's got triple strike. So it's a cool card. But this is, I wanted to play with this card a little bit just because it's new. I wanted to get a little bit of just some rounds with it. So that's what I have for Kelfa Surge. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of the deck itself. If you guys are interested in playing in Kelfa Surge, let me see what you guys have for deck lists. For this leader, because it is a very underappreciated leader. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.